Your resident Nic Cage fan and person who was locked out of the Getting Real room again, I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is an amazing name. Written and directed by Tom Gormican and starring Nic Cage playing as himself. This movie is about Nicolas Cage, the actor who is down on his luck, and he just got turned down a role by David Gordon Green, also playing himself, and Neil Patrick Harris, who is his agent, says, hey, there's this very rich person in Spain who wants you to go to a birthday party, and he'll pay you $1 million to be there. And of course, Nic Cage is like, I'll do it. The very rich person is played by an incredible Pedro Pascal. I hope one day we get a movie where he plays himself. So Nic Cage and Pedro Pascal's characters, although Nic Cage plays himself, form a friendship while the CIA wants him to murder him because he is in charge of a drug cartel. The CIA agents are played by Tiffany Haddish and Ike Barinholtz, who are barely in this movie, but that's okay. This movie's a lot of fun. Even if you're not a Nic Cage fan, this is very obviously made for Nic Cage fans because it references a lot of his movies, and it's very self-aware. This movie's very meta. It's a ton of fun. It's kind of paint by numbers in parts, and other parts where it's absolutely a blast. I don't want to get into spoilers, but if you're a Nic Cage fan, you're gonna love this. Of course, he's fantastic in this role. He says this is one of the hardest roles he's ever had to do. I don't blame him. That would be weird, playing himself. And you would think this is kind of like self-serving, like, whoa, Nic Cage, the legend, playing himself. Like, that's not, like, he is very obviously playing a character, because Nic Cage also plays himself from the movie Wild at Heart, directed by David Lynch, as like, he's like de-aged, and it's like a figment of his imagination, and he's obviously like Rage Cage, and he kind of fights with like, I want to be taken seriously, but also, no, you're a movie star. You need to take over the world. Nothing out of this world great, but not every movie needs to be. This movie is worth your $9 to go to the movie theater, or $11 to, or $5 if you go on Sunday mornings, whatever. If you're a Nic Cage fan, or if you're a movie nerd, you'll like this movie a lot. On a scale of very calm Nicolas Cage from Pig, and then 10, which is most of his other movies, including Knowing. Knowing is so funny to me. This is a 7. This is a 7 Rage Cage out of 10. It's worth seeing. It's a lot of fun. It's nothing spectacular. Go see it, especially for Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is equally as great as Nicolas Cage in this movie, and he's a ton of fun as well. They all know the assignment that they were given. Go watch this movie. It's a lot of fun. Bye.